Hey everybody. Let me figure out how to get this situated. Let's just do that. Hey, I just wanted to pop on here and talk about some cool projects that I've been making. So I don't really have a plan except that I have some projects sitting here on my desk and I'm going to show them to you and talk to you about them. And maybe you want to make something too. But I just want to show somebody the cool stuff that I've been working on. So here we go. The first thing that I make, first of all, all of this stuff has been done down at the Tampa Hackerspace, which is a makerspace in Tampa, and it's down in the West Shore district near the Tampa International Airport. And you can just Google Tampa Hackerspace and find out more about it there. I can post a link to it, and you can just check it out there. But let's see what I've made. So I took the wood shop safety class, which was pretty informative. I learned about just being safe, learned where things were in the wood shop, learned how to use the very basics. So this is like not how to make things on these items, it's just how to be safe. So I learned about the table saw, the miter saw, and what else did we do? I feel like we did something else, but let me just show you what I made with the table saw. So on the table saw, I just made a little box which has 6 identical pieces. It's a cube, and a lot of people just glue this up and just make it into a cube, but I decided to not glue the top, and I'm gonna put a knob on it. But let me just show you, like, here, this is what it looks like. It just looks like a cube. Oops. It just looks like a plain old cube. But the top, I have a little hole drilled in here that I did on the drill press, which was a separate sign off, but I put a hole in that. But this is what it looks like inside. This is so cool. So that's the lid, and that's inside. Isn't that cool? I'm so proud of myself. And I just wanted to show some people that I made that. And I will post more pictures after I paint it, but there it is, and there's the lid, and I'm not sure what kind of little knob or something I'm gonna put on there. Maybe I'll make something, but we'll see. But that's the cube. Cool stuff. That's one thing. That was the first project that I made, and it turned out pretty good. So I'm just gonna set that over here. Let's see, what else? I was so excited about using the table saw that, and I had some other I just used scrap wood at the shop to make that. A couple of things that I learned after making this. So the biggest thing was I need to learn how to use the planer. So to make my wood totally flat on both sides, because that was a problem with making that box. And also I'll show you this next project that was problematic because my pieces weren't exactly flat, and so I had to do like a lot of other messing around with it. So this is the next project that I made using this same wood. It's just it was just some scrap wood. I think they were little shelves that somebody had just discarded and was in the scrap pile. So I made a little desk accessory. This is what it looks like. So I also used the table saw to make this 45-degree angle here. All of those angles on that box were 45 degrees, and so this one is also 45 degrees. And then this also is 45 degrees, and this is where I ran into problems with getting this joined together, like gluing this up when it wasn't exactly flat. So I, it took a lot of finagling, but, using some sandpaper and really, like, sanding it super flat on both sides and then just doing some handwork, I guess, to make it really fit together. Um, but anyway, that's, a couple of other things. I used also the, table saw to make this, um, little cutout right here that holds my phone and my iPad, and I think I'm actually gonna put, like, a little strip of leather or felt or something under there, just to give it a little more cushion or to get it doesn't have any cushion right now, so I guess anything would be a cushion, but to just add, like, a little thickness. If I take my phone out of the case, it just flops around in there, so, let me stick my phone in there so you can see, like, ta-da! So my phone fits in there pretty nicely. And then these I also used you can see I have these angled grooves in there, um, that those are all the same angle, and I just used I sent this down the table saw several times to cut this out, and then I sanded it. Actually used a, chisel to chisel some of that out and make it smooth. But these 3 lines this is like a, card stadium, and I have a couple of cards out here that I'm gonna just pop in here to show you what this is for. So, I actually may put a liner in there too because this is, like, very loosey goosey. I think I need, like, a thinner blade or a straighter angle. Like, I think maybe that's too angled. Like, see how much a give that is? These are the first cards that I've stuck in here. So, I need to fix that. So, how am I gonna do that? Probably by putting, like, a let's see. Yeah, it just needs to be a lot thinner, huh? So, I think maybe if I put, like, a strip of velvet or something down there, or maybe a strip of leather adhered onto one side of that, I think that'll tighten that up and make it a little cushionier. But anyway, you could see, like, yeah, I need to fix that, otherwise this is not gonna be usable, I'm not gonna have fun using it like I want to, putting cards and things in here, like, I could also put, you know I could put different projects in here, but see, there's a little IKEA gift card. This was not from IKEA, but anyway, it just happens to be what's sitting right here. But yeah, okay, I'm glad I'm doing this because I that's but that's that's the idea. Also in the back here, this back part is for pencils, and I did 2 passes. It's got 10 holes that I drilled using a drill press. And first I drilled a narrower hole um, space down here, and then I drilled a shallower hole that was bigger so that when I put pencils in here, like this is a pencil, look at this pencil point. Like look how nice and sharp that is. And when I stick it in there, if I didn't have that little other hole, uh-oh, I need to sand this. Uh, I'm learning so much right now. Yeah, I need to sand these out because I put another layer of primer on here or like um a layer of sealer, I guess, and it needs to be sanded out a little bit. But like maybe I need to make bigger holes because I didn't test these pencils when I made this. I think they need to be bigger. So this when I stick that in there, the idea is uh heck. Well, I'm just dropping stuff. So so it's very sharp point there. And The idea is when you stick it in here, the point won't break off. And now I'm realizing for these particular pencils, this is not big enough. Let me see this other pencil. This is the pencil I used at this base. See, that fits in there perfectly. Let's see I got some other pencils here. That one, not so much. That one did. I think the Ticonderogas fit perfectly in there. It's the black wings that are not fitting in there. And that's the whole reason I made that whole extra drill thing going on in there. I am gonna have to do some more stuff. I'm gonna have to get in there and sand those out some more, or make the holes bigger, because the only ones that fit are the Ticonderoga pencils, which awesome. Even this Mollenhauer pencil doesn't fit. Oh, I could cram that in there. That fit in there. Let's see if I can just cram one of these in here. Nope. Flip, man, they are much bigger. I mean, they're like a millimeter too big to stick in here. These fit fine. This is what you get for being. Oh, no, there we go. That one fit in there. Okay, I think I just need to sand them out. And I think we'll be fine because that one went in. That one went in pretty good in that hole. And it did not break the pencil point because there's that little extra little bit in there for it. Okay. All right. Well, that's cool. Anyway, there's that. Spent way too much time on that. What I did do is I had one other extra little piece, and I made another little board here, which has a place for an iPad. And this one, actually, this angle, this looks much better for, like, if I put these cards in here, that one looks better. So there's that. So those are some projects I made in the wood shop. And so what everybody's really wanting to see is today I went to this make an LED sign, and it is very cool. And I wanted to show that because it turned out super awesome. Oh, so how cool is that? And what is really awesome about this, like, look at the bassoon on there. Like, the amount of detail it got in here is just tremendous. I am just so tickled with this. I I did not know how this was gonna turn out. I had a bunch of other different designs, and then when it was coming down to, like, the line of, like, deciding, "Okay, which design am I actually gonna put on this sign?" And I decided to make one to go on this podcast because, all the cool podcasters have a sign. No, no, they don't. But I wanted a sign, and I also wanted a bassoon. So there we go. And some other cool things today. The kit for the making this, the bottom is cut on a laser cutter, and so we assembled that, and also assembled the power source. The power, or not the power source, but the LED lighting. We got to pick the color of lighting that we wanted in there. There's a bunch of different LED lighting colors, but we had a LED strip and had to solder this connector onto the LED strip, and then fasten that in here, and also connect the LED strip. I connected a couple of things. But anyway, did some soldering, so I was glad I took the soldering class because that was a piece of cake. I knocked that right out. And then there's this, which was on the acrylic that was done on the laser uh, cutter, and I learned how to set that up, but I'm not signed off on the laser cutter just yet. I just need to do a couple of things to take care of that. But anyway, this just turned out so great. I just am really happy with it. So I hope you like it. Like, isn't that cool? Like, if you were interested in making one of these or having me make something for you, it could be anything. You could put anything on this. Just send me a little message and let's chat. So, but I think the class was, I don't remember. I want to say it was like $50 to take the class for Hackerspace members. It might have been, I don't remember how much it was, but something like that. So, but let me know. Come take the class. It was a really good class. The instructor, Josh, was awesome. He was super helpful, and he offered help when I needed it and did not offer me unsolicited help. Anyway, appreciate that. That's really like my projects going on. I have a couple other little thingy-madoodles. Like I have some rocks and stuff. Here's one thing that have been working on a little bit. I painted this little rock. It says maker on it. And what else did I make? I did another little rock that has a snowflake on it. Let's see. I don't know how well this is going to really show up on here, but yeah, there we go. Yeah. That's about as much snow as we're going to get here in Tampa. I primed a whole bunch of little tiny canvases. One thing I really like is these little canvases, like these little mini canvases. I have a little tiny easel to put these on, but here's one I made that has this like Christmas themed, but it's just kind of a fun little thing to set on your desk. Last year I made one that had 2025 on it that I had out on my desk for during the holidays and New Year's. And I don't know where that is. It's probably, I think it's up there somewhere. And I am not going to look for it right now. But I primed a whole bunch of these last night. So I've got some that are just like the little framed canvases like that. And these are also really cool. Some have magnets, like there's a frame that's got magnets on it. So you could like make some for your refrigerator or for your dishwasher. Like if you wanted to make some that's a clean and dirty or whatever, clean on one, you could flip it around. And then I have some that are just like boards, like canvas boards that I primed. Oh, I didn't prime those. I didn't have enough space. I've been using this little bamboo tray from IKEA. I usually have rocks on this to paint because it just kind of keeps everything, in one spot in the bin there. Okay, and the last thing I'm going to show is something I came up with. So when you're working on projects around the hackerspace, and this is kind of hackerspace specific, like if you have stuff, you could make one of these, like if you go to the library all the time, maybe, I don't know. But for the hackerspace, I got this little frame from IKEA. It was like $1.49. And it's just a plastic frame. And it's got this insert. So it's got like 2 pieces of clear plastic. And you could stick, pictures or whatever in there. But I just stuck like, I got it before I went down to the hackerspace. And so I just grabbed a piece of paper and put some name tag stickers on it with my name. And if I wanted to change this out, like if I decide I want to make it fancier, print out something, but this I can put on my table in the wood shop or wherever I'm working on a project there so people would know my name, one, and if I get up and walk away, I could put a Post-it note on here or, like, leave a note and say, "Hey, this is my stuff." You know, and maybe, like, if they can move it or when I'm gonna be back for it, but just a good idea, just a fun idea. Maybe I'll make it more personal. I could put a Hackerspace logo on there or something, or put a picture of myself so that they can also figure out if I'm not at the table, they could find me in the Hackerspace. Like if something happened, if somebody knocked off my very special project. I don't know if I'm going to have any very special projects, but you know, it's just good to have. And plus, people might actually learn your name, which is also a bonus. I wish everybody had like a name tag so that I could learn people's names because that's tricky. But I think that this is super handy. So, maybe think about that. You don't have to get the IKEA one, but it's $1.49. This sparked a hilarious conversation twice, actually, 2 different times, the same conversation from 2 different people, and it was like, "Oh, you could 3D print one of those." Not for $1.49 and 1 minute to pick it up and purchase it. So, I don't think that that's even, like, a thing. I'm not gonna 3D print a little name sign for me to put places. But $1.49? Yes, we'll do that. Anyway, that's really all I have going on here. This is just kind of um, again, I'm just practicing making content because I'm also filming content for my actual behind the stand podcast. So I'm working on that. It's going to be talking about bassoon playing, conducting, contrabassoon, and then other um, ancillary topics like my maker projects and other just random things. So um, that's really all I have. I just was so happy today after making my new LED sign, and I'm feeling very motivated and inspired to make more cool things and share them with you. And so I hope you decide to make something cool and share it with me. So that's it. Have a great weekend, and I will see you soon. Thanks. Oop, there we go.